know who deadly is. Blew up the scene like Tom Cruise in Risky Business, but no, I'm not a...
All right. We are live, and no, me and Mr. Grillo are not about to get out on the mat. I got my friend here all the way out. He came all the way out from the city. Guys, it's Steve Grillo. Steve Grillo's in the house.
Now I can hear you. How you doing, Case? What's up?
I am so happy that you're here, buddy. And I hope everybody can hear us and we're all good here.
It is a trek to come out here, man. I was like a good 2 hours on the train.
Yeah, I'm out in the sticks, man. I am a redneck. I'm way out in the east, Long Island. This guy came all the way out from the city to see his friend, and
it's been half a minute, bro. It's been like I haven't seen you like definitely before COVID. That's got to be close to 3 years, correct?
That is true, man. And I'm so psyched to have you here, buddy, because we got so much to talk about. These people really want to hear from you, and
no one wants to hear from you. What are you, crazy?
Yes, they do. They want to hear from you. And
I'm afraid with some of these people. You have to go to Twitter, man. It's crazy. We were talking about that. That's there's some mean, vicious assholes on Twitter, man.
Yeah, Steve. I don't get it, man. Like we were talking before. We went out. We were gonna have a steak before, but it just didn't happen.
Well, yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm hitting you for that steak, motherfucker.
Yeah, no. No, me and Steve, after we get out of here, we're gonna go to we're gonna have a bowling. We're gonna have a bowling match.
I'm pretty accurate once I get on. I ain't got no style, but it goes straight where I want it to go. So you might be a little competition thing going on tonight.
Okay, no biggie, man.
And Lord knows how you love to gamble.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Always am. But guys, so Steve Grillo is the guy that showed me how to. He showed me the ropes at the Stern show. He came first, and I followed him. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was like so happy to dump all that on your lap.
yeah.
I was like, I am so don't have to do this anymore with this fucking guy and his peanut butter jelly sandwiches and shit. And whatever he was eating at the time, whatever trend he had going, his organic peanut butter, and then it just went from one thing to another. I was so happy to hand that off to you, man.
Yeah. and Steve, I remember. The first time you took me to the deli, it was a Nectarine Deli on like 50 in the 50s or whatever. And you said the guy has to remove the bacon after.
Yeah,
he's got to get ready for the whole day.
Yeah. It was. I like if it wasn't for my. And I'm not. I don't. This is gonna sound really conceited and shit. But if it wasn't for my charm, if it wasn't for the person who I am. The brains that I had as a young age to be able to realize I have to befriend these people.
Yeah.
I became their best friends. Like we would talk on the phone. I'd be like, I was worried about the one guy. I became friends with them. So when I needed that shit on the fly, if I needed some special, because of whatever Howard wanted, they would do it for me. Because I knew I was like, I got to become friends with these people, and I did.
And that's a big thing because they're cooking bacon. They're cooking sheets
they're
bacon.
Prepping. They're prepping for the. It was busy. It was Madison Avenue.
Right. I mean, they're waiting for hundreds of people to come in there. And
hundreds.
You got to tell the guy, you got to charm the guy and tell him, you got to stop doing what you're doing because my boss
is a nutbag.
he needs no grease on his eggs.
Yeah.
So you got to stop what you're doing.
Yeah,
clear all that grease.
Clean it. I had to watch him. I had to clean. They had to clean it, and then now you understand. There's no lubricant on this hot sheet of metal, and now he's got to drop egg whites on there, and they always stuck. And I always felt bad because after he got the good part of the bacon, he always had to go and really dig out the egg whites because they were burnt into the grill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, guys in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes,
I can't believe what you're about to hear. He's got some great stuff to tell, man. Really, he's going to blow your mind. But just let me know how the sound is, all right? I just want to make sure I'm not coming in too hot because the levels are a little bit different here. And as much as you guys hate, I am learning this. But Steve, there has been so much. Man, it's been so long. But the one thing that people all want to know is you have been praised for your friendship with Stuttering John. I'll just get this out of the way right here. People, I'm saying, like,
let's talk about the 800-pound the gorilla in the room, literally,
right, exactly,
literally right now.
Yeah, and people are saying, like, Steve was just like a great friend, and you said, hey, I don't want to deal with it, any of this stuff. If I don't want to be a part of it. What was in your mind when you went on to, I believe it was Uncle Rico?
Yeah, Uncle Rico, Shuli, Shalom Shuli. Let me tell you something about Shuli. He's never, ever been not nice to me, like overly nice, like much respect. He always like anytime I went up to the Sirius, he always made sure he interviewed me, what I was doing. He always included me in the news. He went out of his way to like look out for me.
Okay.
So I have absolutely no problem with Shuli. In fact, if Shuli needed something, I would, I'd be right there for him. Because again, it just works. That's the way things work. But I was told not to do the show, and
you were told not to do the show by who?
by Stuttering John.
wait. So how does he know that?
He doesn't want me to do it, and I kind of get it. I kind of get his point. He's upset about they go in there and they just make his life miserable. They trash him so bad, and then the people that follow them are even worse because they jeopardize his they made him cancel. They got two gigs canceled from him.
Oh,
they're attacking.
The trolls or whatever?
These trolls are attacking and stopping him from making a living, and that's where I draw the line.
Okay, I do too, Steve. But I don't know if that's true. I mean,
well,
where did you get that?
He told me.
Oh, he told you.
Yeah, no, this is coming from him.
Okay,
they're attacking him personally, and then they're jeopardizing his way to make a living. And the man has 3 kids. I'm sure he's very involved in their lives. He's a great dad.
Okay,
so he's got to make money. He's got a family to support. And it's not right that they're taking it to another level where it's just not. Don't attack a man's livelihood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Steve, you're 100% right. If that happened, which I don't think it did, but just consider the source. He's the one that told you that happened. Did he say that it was because people were attacking?
Well, I think it's pretty public. It's public. I think he talked about it on Twitter and stuff. Yeah, like he was like, they got. I'm pretty sure that it's out there. Like they got gigs. It's not right that people do that.
That's wrong. That's wrong. I mean, and Shuli will be the first to tell you. They say, hey, we'll goof and we'll have fun and we'll play tape and we'll make fun of it and stuff.
Yeah.
But he is adamant about people not screwing with someone making a living. He says, don't ever do that.
He didn't say that. I did.
You okay?
I'm saying it. Saying it. He didn't say that, but it's just I think
Steve, I've heard him say that too, and I know that you say, that showed great integrity on your part. You say, don't screw with this guy's ability to make a living. But I know just by doing the Shuli's show and stuff like that, he actually told people, do not do that. But then these people, these trolls, they're fucking assholes, and they're really, they don't listen to anybody.
No,
they're not fans of anyone. They just want to be.
Yeah,
assholes.
but those are the people that are locked in their basement, think they're tough guys until you meet them.
Exactly. Yeah. Can you believe that? I mean, have people come at you like on the computer and said that they're gonna do these horrible things to you, and it's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, no, it's just that I don't know which way it goes because there's so much that some people can get away with whatever the hell they want, and other people can't get away with shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really going, it's happening like that everywhere. And it's a very hard time to be alive.
So I got you. So Steve, you go on there and you're the only person pretty much that won't join in on the fun. And
John, I knew I was going to get the phone call as soon as I did it. I knew what the phone call was
for him.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. Like he didn't want me to do it because it's just giving them more people that are listening. I'm like, in his head, I guess maybe it's fueling the fire. But I wanted to go in there and make a point. I said, I'm not gonna rag on my friend. It's not happening. In fact, kind of, it's just I think some of these people have taken it a little too far. And Shuli was like a gentleman about it. He goes, Steve, I respect that. Well, we're about to start getting into John right now. I said, well, thank you very much for having me on, and I hope I didn't ruin your day. He goes, no, I did, Steve. Thank you very much. No,
Right.
no, all good.
Right.
And so
everybody said that showed a lot of class,
Yeah.
and it showed your allegiance and your friendship to John. But apparently, John didn't take it that way.
Well, and not at that moment, because of course he immediately knows I'm on the show, because his trolls are listening and they're telling him what's going on.
Wait, what do you mean his trolls?
Well, there's
Explain this to me.
he's got people, he's got fans, and the fans are very much, they'll do like you understand, the Stern fans will do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So he has fans that are very looking out for him, and so they immediately tell him that I'm on the show. And that he knows right away. And I'm sure. I don't know if he tuned in or not.
So before you did Uncle Rico, you didn't say to John. Well, how often do you guys talk?
Well, we've been talking a lot.
Okay,
like more so than ever. Like we kind of we talk and we just have some nice conversations and shit. It was actually for the first time I felt like we are friends.
Yeah,
and I'm not friends with him.
Okay,
I'm a grown man. I did what I did, and I think I held myself with the amount of respect to him as a friend.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard it or so.
I did hear it.
He did text me back, and I haven't called him back because I don't. The man is good at arguing. He loves to argue. I don't feel I'm not in an arguing mood these days. So but he did text me back and said, Steve, you're my friend. You're my friend. I think he might have heard what I said, and then kind of was like, okay, I can't. So I don't think he's mad at me. I don't think he's mad at me.
But didn't he get mad at you because
he did it instantly? He got mad as soon as he didn't hear what was going on. He had a knee-jerk reaction because we just had this conversation, and now here I am doing the show. But I had my own intention to do the show, and it was the show that that's how I roll. I'm not going down that road.
Okay, all right. So you defended your friend. You said I don't want to get into any of this, and I guess people, a lot of it is, I believe, Steve, that the wrong people get in people's ear.
Yeah.
And they tell them,
oh yeah, they do.
But I, from what I understand, I think he knew that you've defended him. And I think he knew.
I think he found out afterwards. His knee-jerk reaction was people immediately calling him, Grillo's doing Chuli's show. Grillo's doing Chuli's show. And so no, he immediately we just had this conversation. Now you're doing his show.
Okay.
I had, ask me, don't tell me. I'm that kind of person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're a grown man.
Yeah, if I want to go on Chuli's show and promote something,
because he said don't go on his show.
Yeah, I was like, I have to put my foot down about that. I ain't that kind of punk to roll on. Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I know that.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Look at the wrestling mat in the back.
Yeah, I'm not that. Yeah, you ain't catching me in no high crotch.
Nice.
So that's sort of something that I just had to really put my foot down again. I guess. In the back of my head, that's the Brooklyn in me. Mm-hmm. But I also wanted to go on there and make sure that they knew I'm not that guy.
Gotcha. So what's going on with you now? I
don't know.
That you started with this bright shot. I know that you.
Well, we're bright shots now doing battery generators. Like if you need a generator instead of the gas powered things that are really really loud, like for movie sets and stuff. These are completely silent, and they're just like. You can roll them in, plug in like 100, cameras and whatever you need to, and then it does last for 4 hours. And then there's a rotating system that you can have it go all day. So it's pretty amazing. It's you can go to brightshot.com and check all that out. That's what's going on.
Okay.
With Brightshot, but in the interim, I started working for Local 52, being a grip on movie sets, and
nice.
It was like probably the best year and a half I had in a long time.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I worked on Miss Maisel. I worked on FBI's Most Wanted. I worked on Walking Dead. I got it was really cool. I got Walker blood on me when Maggie was smashing a Walker, and I was holding I had to hold a big fucking, I had to hold something so it didn't blow away. And she was right in front of me, and I got look at my hand, and I got Walker blood all over my hand. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Nice. Hey, let's go see what your fans have to say.
My fans.
Yeah, let's see. Cody is talking. You gotta dye the other half of that mustache. All right, Cody. LJ Carpenter. Grillo is coked up. No, he's not. I've seen him
No, I am
doing
not.
coke.
Actually, no. Let's promote what I'm doing.
What are you
My
doing?
2 buds, strawberry and cream.
What is that,
Okay,
like
that's
a
my
vape
that's
or
my that
something?
no, it's my friend's farm. This is a veteran owned farm. If you go to you spell it out, 2 Buds Farms on Instagram, like them, please. He's a vet. He's working really hard to provide you with some of the best marijuana you could possibly get your hands on. It's legal. We went down to Washington Square Park on 420, and we were handing out joints, and it was like okay. It was the most
in New
surreal
York.
thing.
You can do that now.
Yeah, it was the most surreal thing. Everybody in the park was smoking. We went down there to promote 2 Buds Farms, and then I was handing out joints to these young nice people, and the girl had a White Claw in a brown bag, and I'm like this, and the cop comes and he stops and he looks at us, and we're all like, "How does this work?"
Yeah.
And he
What was
goes,
gonna happen?
"No open containers. Get rid of that." And he walked away.
All right.
Like it was just like they did nothing. And at 420, the whole place lit up. It was just a big cloud, and everybody you bump into somebody, everybody was like, "Hey man, sorry, no, I'm sorry, man."
All right.
Yeah, it was like a big love fest. It was really cool.
Nobody can complain about
So
that.
no, I'm not coked up. I'm just really high on strawberries and cream.
All right, cool. Let's go to.
I wish I was coked up.
Let's go to Kevin Lawler. Grillo is a good guy. Lots of good stories. Ever since Lotus Notes, William, anti-groomer. How much did you make from your share of the pizza parlor? Hey, I got to tell you, buddy, that is, you know what? That was good acting. It was a short scene. All right. I as a friend, I'm telling you, I would tell you if you sucked in it, but dude,
Do you want to hear?
It was real.
Do you want to hear that story?
I liked it.
So, I worked with a man by the name of Harry Bronstein, who was the first AED on the Sopranos, but he was also he's actually a big director and producer. Henry was notorious for being the meanest guy in the world.
All right.
Like on movie sets, like if he didn't like you, like stay out of his way, he'll rip your head off. But Henry happened to like me, but Henry also has a weird temper. So now I get called for this audition, and I didn't really want to go because the guy Terry Winter, who became one of the biggest. He's like the huge writer. He used to come and have dinner at the restaurant Brunelli's.
Okay.
And so when he'd take a break from writing and he'd come down and he'd have dinner, and I was his bartender. So he told me, he goes, "Steve, I'm going to write you a part." So I'm like, "Okay, great." So I didn't want to. So when I got this, I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to go in and just audition. It's always good." So I rollerbladed there and I had a bandana on.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in the audition because I didn't care. I'm like, Terry's writing me a part.
Okay.
So I walk in with the rollerblades, and guess who's directing? Is Henry. And there next to him was Sheila Jaffe, who was Sheila Jaffe, the casting. There was the big casting agency for The Sopranos.
Okay.
The head of the casting, and they're both sitting in a chair. And I walk in, and Henry goes, "Oh, great. What the fuck are you doing here?" I go, "Oh, nice to see you too, Henry." So I'm already annoyed. And then this is something my mother would have told me because I had the bandana on still because I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "You, take that schmata off of your head." So basically she goes, and she fed me the line. And I was like, "Kiss my ass." I was saying it to my mother.
Okay.
Not to Sheila Jaffe. So it wasn't, I was really saying it to my mother.
Right. So they saw that it worked.
Yeah. And then
so
so we shoot the scene. I had a ball. It was like, I went from being a stand-in, then all of a sudden the next day I had my own trailer, and then the next day I was a stand-in again. So
well, you know what?
I was sitting alone in the Soprano kitchen, reading the sides, which is the scenes that we were shooting today, so I can get familiar with them. It was dark, and Henry comes out of the darkness. This is the next day. He goes, I just want to tell you, you did a great job.
Wow.
And I go, "What?" He goes, "I want to tell you, you did a great job. You did it. Everybody saw what a great job you did yesterday." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "And you were the best audition." I go, "Henry, it was kiss my ass." He goes, "If I could go up there and show you the tapes, you were the best one, and you did a great job. And if you tell anybody I told you this, you'll never be allowed back on the set."
There you go. Right, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, compliments. That was a great scene, and I saw it on a rerun the other day, and I was like, I got to tell Steve, he did a good job.
Thank you very much.
So Steve, I want you to tell me before I get to you guys on the chat here. we were talking a little bit. You had a story about Jackie, which was very interesting. I'm sure your fans will love to hear about the story with Jackie.
What are you, John? No, I'm not. Jackie's great. I'm going over his house on Thursday.
No,
don't fuck it up.
No. I'm just saying.
Oh,
do we not?
Which story? No, not that whole thing. No.
Oh, okay,
no.
Sorry.
That's what got me in trouble in the first place.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's
bad,
all right.
My bad.
I was like, "What are you trying to pull it, John?"
No. I was
no,
just...
Jackie's great. I can't. We're going over for steaks at his house on Thursday.
Okay, all right.
Well, you got your show to do. You can't come.
Yeah. It was. We were just talking about it. Was
no, he's doing good.
Okay,
I'm excited to go see him.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to meet tomorrow night at the Angelica Theater to go see this documentary. I'm surprised you don't know who May Peng is. I guarantee you some of the older Stern people know who May Peng is. She was John Lennon's secretary back in the day, and she was just hot little shit. She's a little older, but she's just a hot little piece of ass.
A comedian?
No, John Lennon, the Beatle.
Oh,
the Beatle, the actual Beatle.
Okay, yeah.
She was his secretary.
I'm saying that the person is a comedian, right?
No, she's just someone who was been very lucky in life.
But she has a show.
She has no, it's not. It's a documentary she made about her time with John Lennon.
Okay.
She basically tells you the story about how she was John Lennon's girlfriend, how he fell in love with her. Well, Yoko Ono gave John Lennon permission to fuck whoever he wanted.
Wow. All right. That's
that's
interesting.
He started banging May Peng or May Bang, and he fell in love with her. So Yoko Ono had to pull the whole.
Oh my God!
So there's a whole story behind it.
So that's in the documentary.
Yeah, that's a documentary.
All right, that's cool. That's worth seeing.
Tomorrow.
They say in the chat, when's the last time you talked to Howard?
Me, the last time I spoke to Howard was at America's Got Talent. I went to a show, and the first time I went, Ralph told me no, he's too busy, he can't see you. And then,
well, how does it work? How do you?
Well, I got tickets from Marianne from Brooklyn because she was always like, "Do you want to go? Do you want to go?" So I wound up going.
How does Marianne from Brooklyn have?
She had some deal with whatever
with NBC
the show.
Or whatever?
Yeah. She gave tickets. She stacked the audience with like wackos behind Howard.
Really?
Yeah, but she's a sweetheart.
Okay.
So she would if I needed tickets, I'd always call her, and I'd sit with everybody. So, but then Howard found out I was there because Ronnie told him, but Ralph didn't tell him the last time. And he goes, I heard you were here the last time. I got mad at Ralph for not telling me. And I go, well, he goes, look at you. Like I had a big long goatee. He goes, look at you. You're all grown up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, Howard, I'm so happy for you, man. This is really great. I can't believe this is unbelievable. And he goes, oh, thank you. He was like so nice. And they were like, Howard, time to go back to commercial. And they were coming out of commercial. It was like a live event.
So when was this? This was like,
probably like, I don't know, 23, 2015, 16 maybe.
And that was like
that was the last time I saw him.
It was okay. So that was in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
it was always nice to me, like outside in public. Like if it was something else, he was like always really cool to me. Like if he was around someone else or I was in the radio station, he was Howard. But like outside a couple of times, like I remember there's one time I had to go to his house that we were working on private parts. I was like doing. He hired me to come and do some like listen to tapes, and his daughter was just born. And he came to the door with his daughter, and she must have been probably like 6 weeks old. And he was like, "Say hi to Gorilla." It was like such a weird, cool little moment that I had with him and his daughter. It was like pretty cool.
Wow. So when you, I mean, this is a man who dedicated a book to you. When you look back on that, and do you listen to the show now?
Oh no. I haven't listened since I left. Because I don't have a car. I live in Manhattan.
Right.
And I don't come home and I just don't listen to the radio. Like it's like from home I'm watching TV. So if I'm in a car I would listen, but I haven't really listened lately. I don't like politics and I don't like his politics, so I stay away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. People say stay away from politics. I mean, even Thanksgiving dinner, you don't even want to talk about religion or politics, or whatever. But he's changed a little bit. So what do you attribute?
I don't know. Well, everybody evolves. That's apparently his answer. But one of my favorite memes that came out was someone took like a still of Will Smith just about to smack Chris Rock, and they put an old picture of Howard and a new picture of Howard, and it said 1991 Howard, and then Howard now. So it was like old Howard was smacking new Howard. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, that's pretty much it. I think 1991 Howard would pistol whip Howard right now.
Yeah. So what do you? I mean, is that just? Is that just someone getting older, or
You know what?
what
I
do you
got-
think that is, Steve?
Older money changes you. He's like a billionaire. Come on.
But he always had money.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's just I don't know. It changes you. Other new people get in your head. You know, it's there's that guru supposedly where he got that woman with the red hair. She's actually pretty hot. I figured I don't even know. Like, it's like he got this woman to help change his life because whatever guy.
It's a woman that wrote some book. I believe her name is Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy Turk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her name.
All right.
Yeah, so I think that whatever like thing he's subscribing to. Oh wait, just like Robin. And what was that? Landmark? Can we tell that story?
The landmark.
Can we tell that story?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. Yeah.
So
That's one of my proud moments.
well, you know what? It was boss. It was one of the bossest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I'm not good at that
So
stuff.
yeah, no. So Quivers calls us all up and says that she's changed her life. She's like a new person, all because of this thing called Landmark, which to me is basically like Scientology. Am I wrong? It's like weird. It's like a brain conditioning cult, kind of. And it's supposed to help you be clear and be a better person and work better and enhance your life. And it's basically a load of bullshit. And Quivers calls us all up and convinces us to take this that she's going to pay for us to take this 3-day course, Friday, all day Saturday, and almost all day Sunday. Well, they sit there and they break you down and brainwash your ass.
Well, I just remember being in a...
Wait. No, hold on. You don't remember anything. Okay, you just wait a second. All right?
I'll be quiet.
So it was Robin's assistant and Casey and then Casey's friend. And I by the time we got there, I was just like, oh my God, what are we doing? And I didn't say anything. So we get through the first hour and a half, almost 2 hours before we get a break. And the first thing me and Casey was drinking at the time. First thing me and Casey do, like, right to the bar, like 2 double shots. A double shot of Jameson, And I'm like, all right, at least I can get through the next segment. I got a little buzz. That's good. And then we all go back to sit down. And I turn around to like look for Casey. He was gone. He totally bolted.
Yeah.
Quivers just paid like $1,200 for us to do this whole 3-day weekend, crazy brain thing. And Casey left within the first 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm not good at that stuff, and I didn't want to be.
I just remember turning around, looking, going, "Motherfucker, you son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Fuck you!"
I didn't last long, and then I tried to go back, to give it another shot because I had I had one of my own issues or whatever, and then they said, wait a minute, you're not allowed back. You can't come back. Because you screwed up the first time, so I was blacklisted.
So much for forgiveness. Fuck them.
Well, I mean, I really did make a. I didn't do a good job with that.
I remember looking at Robin just
I lasted less than an hour.
Yeah,
and I was a bad friend, and I was a bad person.
We both ran to the bar.
You look back at his case.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, he didn't make an hour.
I bet you went right back to that bar.
Or another one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or an OTB. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what your fans got to say here. Okay, Casey posed for gay photographs. Well, everyone knows that, Frank. Okay.
Well, when you have a physique like Casey's, that's what you do.
Oh, that's very
you pose for gay photographs.
And I do. William wants to know, Casey, do you still play a 3-card poker? No, I don't, because like Golden Palace and all that, that's illegal. You can't do that. You can bet on sports, but you can't play cards. There's a casino pretty close to me, but it's best to stay away from those things when You
Yeah,
have
and what-
you have what I have.
It's not good. I've seen it. It's not good.
Yeah, ask Monique. Monique came out here from Radio Gunk. She
Yeah.
came out and we were playing Quick Throw. We were just
Yeah,
playing over
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and we hit 4 out of 4 right there, and we won a little bit of money. And I was like, let's put it back in. She goes,
Fuck you.
I just see now. I just saw how you lost all that money on
Yeah.
Golden Palace. I just saw it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yeah. I'm not good at this game. Okay. LJ Carpenter, does Howard still jerk off Ralph? I'll let him take that one.
Well, I don't know. That's a whole weird thing going on there.
What do you mean?
I just never seen anybody get away with what he gets away with.
Like what?
Like what? Yeah, like I heard stories about drunken shit that he did out in the Hamptons, like showing up at his house and like getting the cops had to come or something.
Really?
Like,
Tell me.
yeah,
I
don't know the whole. I don't know the whole story. Like he's done some like messed up stuff that nobody else would get away with, which is like kind of like what's up with that?
Are they still friends?
I would assume so. I don't know. They're like best friends.
But he had the cops out to the
Something happened where Ralph was drunk and tried to scale the fence into Howard's Howard. Yeah. He got locked out or something.
Because he got locked out.
Yeah, and he tripped the alarm or something, and it woke everybody up.
Oh my God!
It's something. He was coming back messed up from some party, and I think he talked about it on the air. I know I've heard this. Like something to happen where no one, none of us would have got away with anything like that.
Well, I mean.
Especially if he invites you out to the Hamptons house.
You're scaling the walls.
I think like Ralph lives out there.
It might be frowned upon. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like Sam Simon's what is it called? Guest house. I know he was there for a while. I haven't talked to Ralph in a long time.
No, you know what? He was like, there was a couple of moments, and I don't know if you had it because maybe you're different, but that when I left the show, there were people that like. Yeah, I had a friend, and it goes with Ralph did. You don't bring anything to the table anymore. I had a friend that actually told me that, like after I left the show.
Someone who worked there?
No, just a friend of mine that was in general like he took me under his wing. Like he worked in a nightclub with me, but he was like a public figure, and he he treated me like he was his little brother. And then when I wasn't with the show, I was calling him. He wasn't calling me back. I'm like, Billy, what's the deal? He goes, listen, I got to be honest with you, bro. You don't bring anything to the table anymore.
Okay,
and I was like, what? He was just using me for my connections, and I didn't know, and they played me good.
Oh,
so,
yeah, Steve, you mean there are users out there in the world?
Yes, that will bend you over and dry.
So what did you say when someone says that to you, Steve? When someone says that you don't bring anything to the table anymore, what do you say?
It was like a punch in the stomach. I was like, okay.
I mean, what do you say?
I don't. It was like someone would have kicked me in the stomach. It was just like, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious, bro? Like he called me his little brother. I was almost in his wedding party.
So gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that. All right, let me go back. Oh, hey, G Canada is in the house. Guys, thank you guys so much
Canada,
for coming in. How can you talk to Ralphie Cakes? His mouth is constantly stuffed with Howard Schlong. Okay. All right, G. Well, that is an opinion piece. I know nothing about that, but
I was close enough with Ralph where we exchanged Christmas presents every year. And
what did he get you?
He actually got me. I still have it. It's sitting in my apartment right now.
Star Wars figure?
No, it was a Boba Fett helmet.
It was a Star Wars figure?
Yeah. It was a Boba Fett helmet. And I have it signed by the original Boba Fett.
It was his helmet?
Yeah, but it's like a studio, like really nice. Like it's like this is back then.
Well, are you into that?
A little bit.
Okay. Right.
I'm a total geek. Are you kidding me?
No, that's
Mark Hamill was at my wedding, bro.
Well, that's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
All right.
He was in town doing a play. He came to my after party.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I'm a geek.
Let's go. John Mathis. Whatever happened to the Groundhog Brothers? Oh, were you around when they were the Groundhog Brothers?
I was there for the Jesus Twins. Not the Groundhog.
You know what? Me and Steve kind of
feel my
overlapped.
ubiquity.
We overlapped like a lot of stuff he knows. Were you there with one of my favorite bands? Came in Hum. Were you there for that?
No, if I did, I blocked it out.
No, I mean, like they had to play in like the hallway or something. It was like
there was a bunch of bands that had to play in the hallway. I remember Sugar Ray had to play in the hallway. Like there was a bunch of bands that had to play in the hallway. Yeah, the old building. Yeah.
So at the new building, that's when I came in, like '98.
Yeah.
How long were you because I believe I remember talking to Gary when they were about to move over to the new place on 40 West 57th. The other place, you said you used to have to walk over garbage in the
600
morning.
Madison, yeah, 600 Madison Avenue. That's where, like, well, if there was no garbage, it was a whole big thing that me and Ronnie had to orchestrate every morning, depending on if there was people like, I saved Howard's life,
Dude,
right?
I was gonna say you don't get enough credit for that.
I saved,
You
he'd been
saved
dead.
his man's life.
Yeah, he'd be dead right now.
Yeah.
That guy had a loaded shotgun with 12 fucking shells sitting in front of sitting on his lap, waiting for Howard to pull up in the morning. And I told Ronnie to go around the back. If he would have come in the front,
Ronnie's true blue. Ronnie
grabbed
back,
that.
right?
Ronnie grabbed that son of a bitch and held him
Ronnie
until
is
the gate got down. Like, Ronnie's badass.
Ronnie is a great guy.
Love Ronnie.
I can tell you. I don't know if you got a Ronnie story, but I'll just tell you what a great guy Ronnie is. I used to wait after you were gone. I used to wait with the detective Kevin Burns, who I haven't spoken to in a long since back then. New York Midtown South. I used to wait with him, and it wasn't he would get there at 5:15, so I'd be waiting with the detective, and I wouldn't wear a jacket. I mean, it might be snowing or whatever. I wouldn't wear a jacket because I was only going to be there for a couple minutes, whatever. Ronnie, such a nice guy. Christmas time, he gives me a box. I open it up, and it's a huge jacket. I mean, that's the type of guy Ronnie is.
Yeah,
a good, thoughtful guy.
He used to give me the envelope, but he had to be like, "Don't tell you tell them I give you a don't tell anybody I give you money, a card. Don't tell anybody. You're the only person I'm giving the card to." Then I kept my mouth shut until right now. But no, he always gave me a card or something, and it was kind of cool. Here's another story. We all at one point were like that close where we were.
He goes, Ronnie's a Eugene. Ronnie would think it's funny.
There was a point where we all gave each other Christmas presents,
Yeah.
So everybody had the big laser discs. Robin, and John were like laser discs crazy, and because they're all movie buffs, and so for Christmas I bought John Conan the Barbarian. Which to me is like one of my favorite movies, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and his like absolute roided out prime, cutting people's heads off.
Yeah.
Giants. It was great.
So like in the 80s.
So I was excited. He goes, "Wow." John goes, "I've never seen it." Yeah. So I give him that. I was so excited. And you'd think he just would watch the movie, not like it, and then leave it alone. He goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Grillo, that movie sucked. What a piece of crap. Why would you buy that for me? Why would anybody want to watch that movie? It sucked." I was like, "Merry Christmas to you too."
Yeah, right.
Like, what?
Well, hey,
I was like, I told that story on his show.
Yeah,
it was hysterical.
Steve, let me tell you something, because we're up around 38. We have a bowling match. You're gonna get your ass kicked. And by the way, the reason why this wrestling mat is out here is because I don't know if you guys know, but Steve was a wrestler at Hunter College, I believe, right?
Yeah, Hunter College, Nazareth Regional High School. And I coached Xavier High School for about 5 years.
And look at our ears. Our ears are still good.
Mine's a little rocky over here, but this one's worse. This one I had fun puncturing that one.
Okay. Well,
full of blood.
I think a lot of people want to know, because I guess maybe it's on my mind. See, I did the nicest thing yesterday. Yesterday, I did this thing called the Final Stut. Meaning Pink Floyd album. I don't know if you like Pink Floyd.
Oh, hell yeah, I like Pink Floyd.
The Final Cut was my favorite album.
Yeah, okay,
right?
Sure.
So it was the last show I was going to do about John, because I had gotten all these things where somebody, people that I trust, said they knew this email address and whatever, and that email address contacted my mother, and I have a friend that I've heard the playing of the recorded message that contacted his or her better half, involving the husband or wife of someone he didn't like. You know what I mean? So it wasn't so far off. And I did the nicest thing yesterday. I wanted to believe that all these things never happened, and they were just trolls, and they weren't skull. But they were trolls. I did the nicest thing, and I even sent John a message saying, "Hey, buddy, look, I'm going to choose to believe that these things weren't true, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We're cool, even though he called me in his book. He called me Gary's butt boy.
No, I didn't. Guess what?
You didn't read the book?
No.
You didn't read my book either.
No. Guess
right.
what? I'm going to tell you
It's all
something. I didn't read Quivers of Life. I didn't read Private Parts, and I didn't read.
You didn't read the book that was dedicated to you from Howard Stern.
No, I didn't like it.
I guess so. Reading isn't your thing.
No, I read Artie's book. I read both of them. Artie's books were great, hysterical.
Was that dedicated to you?
No.
But you read that one.
What was your book? No.
It was not. All right. So my point here is I did a nice thing, and I wrote John yesterday before I did the show.
Okay.
And I told him all those, I choose not. And then somebody sends me these things. I got all this dirt on Casey, on Levy, on Shuley, Herpes Boy, and I don't think that the guy is capable of having some sort of bearing of an olive branch of
he does take shit hard, I can tell you that.
If you cross him the wrong way, I think you are. I remember him saying all the time, "You are dead to me."
Oh, I got that. No, I got that years ago.
How many times did you get that?
Well, the first time
For what reason?
Wait. So John, one of the guys that worked with us, he was such a fun dude. He was crazy. He was like a East Village hippie rat. Like he had purple hair. His name was Richard Christensen. He was a sweetheart.
Okay.
And he was like, he told, he was a bully. Like he would tell these stories, and they were so full of shit. But he was such a nice guy. He didn't care. Like he was just like, he would lie. And so he wound up becoming John's assistant. And something happened. I don't want to get into the details, okay? Because I'm not sure if I'm, that's not, But so something happened, and he had to fire Richard, and it was a bad. Richard did everything.
Let's just say that name may not be true. You don't really know. It might be a different name. Let's say.
Okay.
You just heard it.
Yeah. So anyway, the kid gets fired, and it was a bad firing. John was hurt because John loved him, and so one day. Like years later, and I wasn't even working on the show. One day, when I was still living with Ganji, I'm working in a restaurant, and I guess he must have heard on the air because I was on Howard recently. He shows up at the restaurant. Now, I didn't like what he did. What he did was messed up, but he was always a friend.
Who
John's assistant. Yeah,
all right.
He also worked he would do the computer in the back, like Ganji, and log the show.
Oh, and by the way, congratulations to Ganji.
Oh yeah, little Theo Ganji. Yeah, congratulations.
Nice.
So happy for them. Yes, I meant to say that.
Continue.
So, Richard shows up I hadn't seen him. Like he disappeared after they're falling out with John, and we were good friends. So he shows up at the restaurant, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Richard! It's been 2 years. How you doing? Blah 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 blah." And then at the end of the night, he's like, "Oh well, I got a 8:00 bus back to Albany or whatever he had to go. So I guess I'll just sleep at the train station." I was like, man, I was having a bag. He's an old friend. I was like, just fucking crash on my couch.
Yeah.
Until and then and then you can leave in the morning. He goes, "Oh, that's great, man," because I felt bad. I just did what I did, but John still hated him for what he did. But this is 2 years later. And so Ganji wakes up and sees Richard on the couch and goes and tells John, guess who was on the couch this morning? Innocently,
Okay.
Innocently that, he didn't think anything of it. He goes, Richard was on the couch. And then I got the phone call, "You're dead to me."
Oh, gee. So because of something that happened 2 years ago.
That involved him, not me.
Right. But since you had something to do with someone he didn't like, now you were dead to him.
Yeah.
Is that a friend?
It's someone that just acting on emotion, I guess. I'm not trying to stick up for him.
Was there ever an apology?
I can't say that.
So how does it happen where
He started like obviously he let it go. We started talking again.
yeah, but how do you're a nice guy and you let it go and I mean something like that. I mean, it blows my mind that because what we talked about before when you said that after you defended him, you went on there and did something that no one else ever did because he's been such a douche to everybody. You go and defend him, and yet that's not good enough.
Yeah, I'm sure that even if he listens to this, and I've defended him the whole time,
he's gonna listen to it,
and but I'm sure he's gonna be mad. But I'm not mad at him.
Why is he gonna be mad?
I don't know.
You said nothing.
Why are you talking about me? Something like that.
Well, all right. Let's go to the audience. Joanne, he is a manipulative POS. Does that mean piece of shit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. You're dead to me because you didn't do what John wanted. That's it, Joanne. Yeah, and that's what if it's a common. It's a common thread. You see, this is how it works. G Canada, apologize, guys. Narcissists like John would never apologize. Oh, all right. Gina, hi, Gina. Dan, KC, pick Grillo up and body slam him onto the mat. Just right back here. We got to step. You got your shoes on?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I showed him Coach. I got Coach is in the other room.
Yeah, Coach got a big weird hole in the back about this.
He's talking like I have a
throw dummy.
It's not important. Thank you, the good guy. All right. Great comment. Thank you. Insane fun. How often did Gary the monkey disappear with a stripper in the Scores champagne room?
Well, that's kind of we were all in the same room.
That was
we were all in the same room. Nobody disappeared.
They called me gay.
They disappeared when they turned down the lights when you couldn't see in front of your face.
Yeah.
I started that.
You started what?
Scores.
What do you mean you started?
I started Scores. My friend Lonnie, the one you know.
Are you still in touch with Lonnie?
Yes, I am.
Is he running?
Well, there's a great story about Lonnie, but I have to tell you later. But Lonnie was. I worked at a club called Expo. Lonnie and Claire O'Connor were both the publicists.
Yeah.
I became friends with Lonnie, and we instantly and he was also a Stern fan, so he was like happy to be working with me. And Claire O'Connor the same way. God rest her soul. And Lonnie, me and Lonnie became friends, and he calls me up one day. He goes, Steve, because I worked with him every weekend. He goes, Steve, I got to tell you, I'm no longer at the club anymore because I got a job offer now. I was like, Lonnie, you can't leave. And he goes, you're going to want to hear this. There's a new premier gentleman's club opening right underneath the 59th Street Bridge. And it's right down the block from your apartment. And guess who's the publicist? Me. He goes, and I had a deal with them. If I bring anybody in here, no matter what, I don't get a check. And every night I get $500 worth of funny money. And if that doesn't ever happen, I will leave and never come back. But I will get you in the paper, and I will turn this club around.
Nice.
And so I would be at Scores like every night, getting hammered. There were
nights. That's not a bad thing, Mr. Grillo.
But there were nights that I didn't even want to go, and Lonnie called me up and go, Steve, where are you? I go, Lonnie, I'm taking a break tonight. He goes, but I ordered you a filet mignon, and it's going to get cold.
Yeah.
So if you don't come down here right now, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Lonnie was a great dude.
I would show up at the radio station still drunk, and Howard would be like, where'd you go last night? I was like, Howard, I was at the best strip club ever. It's amazing.
Oh, so you turned them on
to
it.
Yeah,
That's something that we never knew. All
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's opening facts here. All right. Hey, guys, we're almost getting near the time here at the end. So if you guys have any questions for Mr. Grillo, please, I'll ask him. And what happened to Miss Howard Stern? Someone said something the other day about it. Do you know anything about her?
No. Wouldn't you have that?
I mean, last time.
Isn't that your questions?
No, I mean, I was with her.
I don't know.
We had a, but that was a long time ago.
Was she any good?
Yes. Daniel Jove says, I really loved the years you both were part of the Stern Show. I'm still a daily listener. Do you guys keep in touch with anyone that's still active on the show? Steve, go ahead.
Yeah,
buddy.
Ganji, Doug.
Ganji is a great guy.
Oh, Brian Phelan. Brian Phelan. I was at the Yankee game on Sunday night, and I called him, and the camera guy put us on the jumbotron. Thanks to Brian Phelan. Big shout out.
Phelan rules.
Yeah, Phelan's out of his mind. He's the technical director for the Yankees. He's
Is that right?
yeah, he's doing good. And we were sitting right underneath his booth. He did that with John too. Last year I went with John and his mother. It was a nice night to the Yankee game, and he put us on the jumbotron.
Yeah, who paid?
What?
Who paid?
I paid for my ticket,
and
I don't know. He bought me a beer. He bought me a beer.
Did you pay for his ticket?
No, I didn't pay for his ticket, but he did crash in my.
Where did you get
he
the
did
tickets?
crash? He
Where
did
did
crash
you
in my
get the
apartment.
tickets from?
He got the tickets. I gave him the money.
All right, whatever.
Well, and then he stayed at my apartment that night.
Okay. Hey, here's a good question, man. Hey, if right now with everything that's happening, the show has changed a little bit. If Howard goes, "Hey, Grillo, I want you to come back," what would you say?
Well, you know what? I'd be afraid that I'm being set up, and I know what I'm going to go through.
Oh, you
but,
feel you'd be goofed on?
well,
like,
no, of course I'm going to goof on. I gained like fucking 30 pounds. Why wouldn't he goof on me? But I would go if I knew it was like something like bury the hatchet, kind of like the way he did with like Ellen DeGeneres and Rosie O'Donnell kind of thing, and the Grease Man and Chevy Chase. If it was something like that where it was like done in good intentions, yeah, I'd go back. Why not? It'd be fun.
All right. Yeah, and I'm sure people are going to ask me, say, "Hey, Case, didn't you do the final stunt last night?" And that's it with John. But yeah, and I wrote John. Actually, I'll read it to you guys. Actually, I'll have Steve read it because I thought it was.
You got some dramatic music in the background?
Yeah. I thought that I did something kind of bigger than me. I thought that I gave someone the benefit of the doubt. But then after that, I didn't see. Steve, do you want to?
I can read that.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so this is what I wrote to John yesterday on a text.
Hey, John, it's KC.
We don't have to read it like that. Like you.
Why?
Just
It's so much more fun.
House.
Yeah. I'm sure you're mad at me, but the more I learn about social media, I'm sure you didn't do and say most of those horrible things I received. I'm doing my last video on you tonight, and consider us even. I wish you luck and hope you and your family are well. Congrats on the new job. So we're cool, and I'm sure you don't care, but if you want to accept my olive branch, and of course, you're invited to my last show, which is called Troll or Skull tonight, where I'm reading all the horrible things I received, in which I'm choosing to defend, and you tell everyone you had nothing to do with anything, people pretending that you. Damn, Casey, what the hell are you talking about?
No,
just offering,
offering,
but not expecting a reply, and that's cool. We're good, John.
Okay, and so after that, then I get. I thought that was very, very big of me to say, "Hey, I don't believe all the things that I got, even though people say that they know that email address is from you." Contacting my family saying you want to kick my ass, all that stuff. I put it behind me, and I wrote that in an olive branch. Say you want to choose to accept it. I don't care if you respond or not. But I thought that was a very kind thing to do.
And knowing you, I'm pretty sure you meant it.
Well,
no, seriously, you meant it.
I did, but then after I saw. Someone said something about all the posts. He's got about all the dirt. There is no dirt on me. God damn it! I've said that. There isn't anything more embarrassing or more horrible that you can find out about me. But I don't know. I thought I did something really, really nice, and that was going to be my last thing. But then when he comes out with then saying that he's got all this dirt on me and stuff like that, it's just like what. Being nice to people sometimes, you should never do that, and that is what pissed me off. And what he told me before is why I kind of concentrated on that. Steve, I don't like that, man. I that was. You don't think that was a nice thing to say after you know
I
what
think
he
it's
said and what he did,
wonderful thing to say.
contacting my family and saying he's going to kick my ass.
It just seems like it's kind of childish. That's like 5th grade shit.
What to tell him that
Like,
I'm
you're
choosing not to believe
You're
him?
gonna meet him in the parking lot at 3:00.
Who said that?
No, just saying. He said he was gonna kick your ass.
Well, he said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Were you gonna meet him at the parking lot at 3:00?
Well, we know that he doesn't believe that.
No, I know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why, and I wish it would stop.
Look at Devin. Ever hear the saying "nice guys finish last"? Casey, Cindy Lou, who? Hey, Cindy. Casey, you can't argue with an idiot, and John is an idiot. Bluetooth. Steve has zero opinion. Bluetooth got you. He said something funny before, but Bluetooth did. Joanne. John couldn't beat his meat. Skull from Gigante. Joanna, but you admitted he probably didn't even do that. Yeah, Joanna. I said that because I chose to believe that, even though people told me that email address was his. So that's why I did it. I chose that. That's what were you just listening? I was trying to say I forgave somebody, even if it was him. But then after that, I see that he's, saying mean stuff. So that's why I said that. All right, that will be it. Time for bowling. Thanks, Kevin. Sunflower Dragon, you should be nice for yourself. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it makes you a better person. Also, you don't know what he said in relation to you, text. Okay, Sunflower. Well,
who's Sunflower Dragon? Let's
I don't
see
know.
who that is.
She seems nice.
She sounds like a cute little hippie.
Okay. Did you? Casey Rules. Thank you. Gunga Din, were you really upset when Howard shaved your head?
Oh, I was. That was one of those weird days. I watched the show. I don't remember what happened. I went into a mental stupor. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like my worst nightmare come true, and it pretty much changed my life that day.
All right, cool. Well, somebody says that it didn't. Just go along with the show. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? This Stut Joe must be having some brain problems trying to fight anyone, let alone Casey. He should. Thank God Casey isn't truly a dick and hurts him bad. Thank you, Kaz. That's nice of you. Wayne, what's the
Is that really nice?
I don't know. Let's see. Devin, salute to two legends, Grillo and Casey. That's very nice. Legends of what? I don't know. But I can tell you who the legend will be tonight on the bowling alley.
Oh.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Well, when I deflate your rated ego.
I'm horrible at bowling. I'm I'll talk shit. I talk shit, and
dude,
it's just two friends getting together. I'm glad he came out. And
no, I'm looking forward to bowling.
I'm glad
we'll take pictures.
Yeah. Maybe we'll put it out there. Big Blue is Howard. Okay, people ask me this all the time, man. I used to see the guy at 6 a.m. Is Howard wearing a wig?
I saw don't know
him 6 a.m.
He wasn't. He wasn't when I was there, but I've heard tale.
I mean, it's. I know people that are very bright and that are friends of mine that will swear that that's a wig, but. Then again, I'm not the brightest. I mean, I saw the guy every morning, and I saw no evidence of that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I wouldn't know.
I would, because that guy broke my balls every day. I would look for something. Yeah, I think I'm bald. What's going on back there? But from what I understand, I think there was a point where certain people that were in charge of cameras weren't allowed to shoot the back of his head.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's just because I know that.
It was a strict rule not to shoot the back of his head.
So, like celebrities, I know that I heard the E guys talk one time, and there was an angle that he wanted to be.
Yeah, well, it had to do with his nose.
I don't know what any of that stuff is, guys.
No, I can't answer that for 100%.
But I can tell you that G Canada's got an awesome question here. And Gina Bobina has it. Grillo, do you know who leaked that secret meeting? They call it the Pelican Brief.
I don't.
No?
No. And if I did, I'm not a rat, so.
Yeah,
And it was brutal to watch. Did you watch that?
I did watch it.
Oh my God. He
Um,
must be so like that was
like,
almost
the only thing I could
that's
say,
Hunter Biden stuff right there.
yeah, but
You
the
know,
only,
like,
the only Grillo, the only thing I can say is that he used to make fun of me for spelling.
Yeah.
All right, and there were a lot of spelling mistakes, but
dude, I got it too. I got it bad. I had to do a
who's the worst
spelling
speller?
bee.
Me or you?
I had to do a spelling.
What's your
I don't
IQ?
know.
Did I beat you in IQ?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not very bright.
So I'm not very bright either. I do remember though that I got it really bad for spelling one day, and if everybody remembers, like the big boss Mel Karmazin, his office. I had to walk past his office every once in a while, and he dragged me into his office and said,
Mel Karmazin?
Mel Karmazin dragged me into his office and said, "Shut the door." He goes, "I'm going to tell you something that I never told anybody, and if you ever repeat it, you'll never be in this business ever again." And I went, "What?" He goes, "I can't spell either. Now get the fuck out of my office."
Come on, I was about to buy that right there.
No, I swear to God, that really happened.
Okay.
My hand to God. He said, "Get the fuck out of my office."
Well,
That's a true story. He goes, "I can't spell either. Now get out."
yeah, I saw Mel Karmazin.
I couldn't tell anybody that.
When I was an intern, I was in an elevator with Mel Karmazin coming down, and when you're that young, you really don't know this guy.
Yeah. Oh
could
my
buy
God.
the world or whatever. And I'm there, and I'm talking to him like because he's got like a tan, he's got a sunburn or something like that, and I'm talking to him about the beach, like as an adult. You know your role. You're not supposed to be talking to the boss like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
so where do you lay out? What do you go tan or something like that? I'm talking to Mel Karmazin like that. I'm like, who is this fucking idiot?
Yeah. No, one of my the one story was we got this new coffee machine at K-Rock, notoriously bad coffee. It was always like crap. And it was always like, sitting over from the overnight, and it was horrible. So we got this new coffee machine where there was like a little window where you could see the coffee come down and get pressed. And then you got your coffee. And it was like, so one morning, because Mel got he was there sometimes before me. He was in his office at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. Not to listen to
But I say what? So what? But more importantly, when did you stop wearing sleeves?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. That's great, Chic Canada.
So,
I want to know what
Mel's
you
in
don't
front
wear
of
sleeves.
No,
is that when you got tattoos? Is you stopped?
No, I always never wore sleeves. I always cut them off all my t-shirts.
I love it.
So Mel's in front of me, and the new coffee machine comes down, and you can view it getting pressed. And I go, "Wow, isn't that interesting?" And Mel just slowly turns to me and goes, "Yeah, for someone like you." And he turns back around he just threw like a dig at me, and I was like, "You know what? That's pretty goddamn cool."
Skull,
skull.
Well, hey, Casey in his Superman costume was epic. Hey, Rob, I got to tell you, I didn't know anything about that. Was a suit that was worn in the 50s. I believe Christopher Reeve wore that thing.
It wasn't in the 50s. It was Christopher Reeve. It was 80s.
Oh, so, all right.
Jesus,
so there you go. So there's that showed you my 710 SAT.
Well, then you could have had George Reeves.
No, I thought the original Superman was.
That's George. No, it's that Christopher Reeve. It's George Reeves was the original.
Thing fit like pajamas. I wanted to wear it. I would wear that thing on the street.
Yeah, that must have been cool.
Let's see.
It fit like pajamas.
It did fit perfect. I mean, it was funny because Gary was in there with me. And
did you have to have someone help you put it on?
Yeah, he had to help me put it on, zipping me up like a woman's
so you don't damage
like
it.
No, and I remember like they were asking me if I was stuffing. I'm like, no, Gary was in there, and it was uncomfortable because I had to get down in my underwear, and they thought that I had embellished. Is that the word?
Well, you're talking about
enhanced, enhanced. But I was just wearing boxers, and they were so that was the only thing that didn't fit. I should have taken the boxers off, and then it would have fit just like pajamas.
Oh, like naked?
No, like you remember those when you were a kid, and they had the ass where you could zipper it out, and your boyfriend. I mean, no, I didn't mean that. Grillo ever do the real doll?
No.
Captain Kickass wants to know.
No, that's weird. I don't even do it. If I had one at home, I wouldn't do it. That's just weird. I've had girls like that before. That's not fun.
Okay. Gina Vobina says, yeah, onesies. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Ernest, nice pin. Nice. Yeah. Devin, all the guys were swarming KC that day? The gay dance party, probably. I know what you're talking about. Sunflower Dragon. Why were they looking at your dick? Uh, they were. I was
Why
wearing
did-
mirrored sunglasses. I don't know. Hector,
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. Steve, how do you feel about Chiasano? And we got about 5 minutes left, so get your questions in, guys. And I really appreciate
Chiasano
it.
was at some point was actually very nice to me, but it wouldn't give me, wouldn't pay me. So there's mixed. He was very good to me. Like he actually paid for all my dental work. For one point, because I needed a dentist, and he sent me to his dentist. So I always appreciated him for that, but also he could have paid me.
Okay. I'm gonna do. We got 4 minutes left here, so I'm gonna take 4 minutes questions. But I do want to make something clear. The comments when they start out being mean or whatever, I don't read them, and I don't reply to them. So if you think you're, and I'm talking about, I'm talking about 5% of everyone. 95% of these people, Steve, as I was telling you over dinner, are awesome.
Well, this Quinta Finimoco story is real briefly. Oh, that's a
no.
great
People
story.
hate that story. I don't like it either.
What, the motorcycle story?
Yeah.
What story are you talking about?
Well, it was a long story that you did on when you were on the Shuley show. I saw it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
But you tell better stories than that one.
Okay.
Casey, you had to stay 500 feet away from high schools. Good one. Do any of you got? Hey, can you read that? Can you see something?
So, yeah.
We got 3 minutes left. Steve's going to read the rest.
Come on, guys. Corey Feldman was he was pretty cool. He was a little weird. We hung out one time in LA. He was kind of nice.
He makes great music.
Yeah. Oh, great music. You guys are together enjoying the show. Nice. I appreciate that, James. I don't care. Only douches that Joanna Jenkins. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Okay.
It was past. No one. So this is like, why are they listening?
Okay. All right. So here's let's do this, Steve. One thing you could tell the audience that they could take away from this show, something about. Because I know a lot of these people are Stern fans, just like I am. That's how I started out. You know?
Sure, me too.
You did too, right?
Yeah, of course.
One thing that happened in like the elevator or conversation you had with somebody that somebody will wake up tomorrow and say, "Hey, that's kind of interesting." What do you think?
Well, if it's an elevator and Howard, I have never seen him being more nice to people in an elevator when I know he was so uncomfortable. Like he never turned down an autograph. And he always felt bad when if he didn't have a pen on him that he can give someone an autograph, because they always were so taken back because he's a big guy, and he was always so nice to people in the elevator.
Okay,
and it was just and I knew how uncomfortable he was.
Right. I'll just tell you. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. But one thing I remember is these are just just memories I had. Howard. And anyone else couldn't get in Ronnie's limo when it was parked in the garage because it would bottom out. So you have to get on the street first. That's just a weird fact. I'm trying to remember. I think, Howard had to wait till it got
to a certain point.
Up. Did that happen when you were doing that?
Yeah, well, that's when down at 40 West 50.
Yeah. So once it got above the thing,
that angle, yeah.
Okay, so he couldn't get in right out of the elevator. I thought that might be something interesting. All right, guys, I really appreciate it. Aruba is my favorite place in Korea. Canada, that's terrific. I love it. Redbird, you guys are great. Thanks for doing this. No, thank you for coming on. James Blunden. Steve, your take on Kimmel.
Oh, he called me a disgusting human being. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, he called me. I came on Howard.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, I came
called
on.
Called you a disgusting human being?
Yeah. Well, you know what? He was
really?
being a dick to me.
Why?
I came on the show, and they were him and Howard were taking apart that little movie review show that I wanted to do on Sirius, and I interviewed Jodie Foster, And like they were like picking like they don't know what I had to do to get the interview with Jodie Foster, and I worked with her on the Brave one, and we were close. That's why she did it for me. So I go, Howard, have you ever interviewed Jodie Foster? No. I said, Jimmy, did you? No. So I burped. I had a tall boy. I burped and I blew it in Jimmy Kimmel's face.
Oh my God.
So he was leaving. He looks at the camera and I guess it was Ganji or somebody. He goes, I just want to say, and he was like angry. He goes, I think Grillo is disgusting.
Yeah, if you burped in someone's face, I
No,
agree with him.
No, hold on a second.
Adam Carolla would have popped you in the face. That guy's wiry.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I don't know you. I know Howard. I know Jackie. I know Fred. I don't know you. I don't care if you're Jimmy Kimmel. If you're throwing digs at me, I'm going to give it back to you. That's it.
Yeah.
So I blew it right in his face. I was like, who are you to talk to me like that?
I got you.
You know?
All right. Well, hey, guys, I want to thank my special guest and my friend for coming out here, Mr. Steve Grillo. I want to thank you guys most of all, not the people that need attention so badly that they want to be cruel to people just having a conversation. But that's cool. I love you anyway, and I do forgive you. But most of you guys are so awesome, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate my friend Steve. You want to say anything to anybody before we get out of here?
You know, if you go to TWO Buds Farms, how about my buddy? He's got this awesome grow farm, which is all legal now and stuff. Strawberries and cream, that's his signature. It's really good. It's hard to get, but just go like him on Instagram. He's a veteran. He's a ex-Army Ranger. He's been shot twice in Afghanistan, and he deserves the love and support from us. So go just like him on Instagram and just follow him.
No doubt. And let me give a shout out to Buddy Craig. He's been a listener since WNBC. He just had a vasectomy. I hope that's a real.
My buddy just had
request.
that. What a nightmare, man. He was in pain for like 2 weeks.
But Timothy wants you to go have some top shelf liquor. LJ Carpenter. Yep. Where do we get the meth?
I've never seen that.
There's a place in Jersey right off exit 3, I believe. Last time I was there, I don't know. Big dumb Casey, no clue what he's doing. Thank you. Wow. Does that make you feel good?
Thank you.
Good?
Yeah, you feel good. I know.
Good. All right, I'm glad.
Sissy Mary.
Let's see. I counted 20 of the post. Okay. Take care, guys. Nice hearing you. Great show. I want to tell you guys what's going on the rest of the week here. Again, my special thanks to Mr. Grillo. Tomorrow, the Shuley experiment. I want to get down with Shuley and find out what's making him tick. How did he create his network? And what's going on with Mr. Shuley? Great talent, Mr. Shuley is. And he'll be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thursday, you guys are going to love this. Are you an ass eater from way back with Bob Levy? I have the luxury of touring with Levy. He was like my mentor. You know, I roomed with Florentine. We used to do the Murderers Row. This is like 15 years ago. And I do have old tapes of him eating ass. So I'm going to do like John Madden with X's and O's and arrows. And I'm going to ask him how he got in to do that particular ass eating event. So are you an ass eater from way back? If you are, come join myself and Bob Levy Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Friday, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts? Amazing talent, Carl. The guy has a great angle on everybody, knows how to
they're saying to
dissect.
watch your content with that stuff.
Oh no, I have the editor who's gonna put the blurry stuff on it of the ass and the face. I know I got to do that because thank you for looking out for me.
Yeah, they're looking out. No, they can. It's really, you don't know these days.
No, it's true because I'm about to get all the to get like what confirmed in this with the hours and the subscriptions. Thank to you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't want to screw up. So I looked over all the rules. That's why I got all the and they put the blurry stuff on them. Anyway, guys, once again, I appreciate you so much. And next week, Wednesday will be KC and the coach. And some people
that's the
look.
closest
I
thing.
did this show, and it was the first time I was working everything. Steve,
Yeah.
it was Casey and the coach, and we were talking about transgender in sports and athletics
Okay.
because he was my coach, right? And I guess one person got like mad at me or something like that because I said women should compete against women, men compete against men, and men shouldn't be in a women's locker room, as
No.
much as we'd like to.
No,
I
exactly.
just thought that was common
That's
sense.
Porky's. That's not real life.
Right. But then again, I'm, but look, nobody's canceling me. Nobody's paying me. Okay. So you can't cancel. You're not going to fire me from someone I'm not getting paid for. So fuck you. How about that?
Double middle fingers.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody keeps asking real quick. I forget which guy it was, but Scott the engineer is doing exceptionally well. Just so you know, he's living down in Florida, not too far from my parents, actually. And he looks fantastic. He's happier than I've ever seen him.
Good.
And I think he's got a hot little piece of girlfriend.
Good. That's great. I took the video I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
I did a bad job in the interview, so I took it down. I wasn't proud of it. I took it down, not because of anything that anybody said to me, but it's still up on Facebook and all the other places. So again, go fuck yourself. You think that bothers me? It really doesn't. So I told you what's going on for the rest of the week. Next week on Wednesday will be Casey and the coach. Florentine will be coming up. And again, my special thanks to Grillo Live.
Oh,
and I'm sorry.
feels like
Steve.
old times, my friend.
Yeah, let's go do some bowling, buddy. And we got to get a steak too.
Yeah, we got to get steak.
And then the other thing, I found this the other day, guys. This is a Costa Mesa police report. Read this information from me. Read this. It says information
for inmates. This slip is your property receipt. Bail. If you are released on bail or on your own recognizance, you are required to appear in court on the date and time specified.
It's very funny.
Failure to appear will result in a warrant being issued for your arrest and additional penalties.
Yeah, and besides that, I actually have this. This is so funny. I'm gonna read it next week.
Wait, it says here you were arrested for raping a little boy. That's horrible.
Take that. No, that's not true. And now you went over to. Let's stop now.
It's temporary. Oh wait, that's
all right, guys. We're out of here. Steve, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. You're all over my mouth. Bye, guys. Thanks again.